Hello, and welcome to The Powers in You with host Leora Leone. Today's special guest is Bruno Alcantara. He is an actor, model, and life coach for gay men, helping gay men love themselves. Welcome, Bruno.
Thank you very much. Congratulations for the show, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You and I know each other and we've done stuff together, but I want you to tell the audience kind of, about your life story, Brazil to Los Angeles on the RuPaul show. Tell me how that goes.
That's right. So many things happen. Well, I'm originally from Brazil, as you said. I've been in LA for 6 years. And the reason why I came here is because my dream was to speak English. I would imagine myself traveling around the world and speaking to everyone. And that was such a big dream for me. So I came, supposed to stay for 3 months, and here I am. And so many amazing things happened since then.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've toured with Madonna, you've been with Puff Daddy and Elton John, and now you're with RuPaul on the RuPaul show. So tell me how all of that came to be.
Well, if someone had said that to me, I would like, no, that's not happening. I believe we don't do anything alone. And I am so lucky and blessed that I met so many amazing people that opened doors for me. So yeah, around 2 years after I got here, I was on tour with Madonna. I was responsible for her dressing room, and it was such an amazing experience.
Well,
I've been to place.
You were on stage with her. We have photos of you in a getup. Yeah.
Too, yeah. My job was to do her dressing room, but I ended up being invited to dance with her in one of the shows in Amsterdam.
Oh, wow.
It was such a beautiful, amazing moment. Oh, wow. I will never forget that.
Right. And then how did you go with Puff Daddy and Elton John?
So Puff Daddy, I did his Bad Boy reunion tour.
Okay.
Was only in America. Madonna's tour was Rebel Heart tour and was international.
Yes.
And Elton John, I had the opportunity to do a music video for him for the music The Beach Is Back, and it was really exciting and fun job to do.
Did you got to meet him, obviously? Is he a nice man, or?
I actually didn't.
You did?
He wasn't for the music video. He wasn't there.
Okay.
But just to see the video during the show, the concert, and remember, have the memory, was amazing. I feel like I was part of his work.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so now you are kind of doing 2 careers. You model. Actually, 3 careers. You model.
Yes, I do. And I work as a underwear model for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Right. So you're on television. And you said you just started filming again under different circumstances, right? Because of the...
Totally different. It's really crazy, actually. But still exciting. And they are doing everything possible to keep everybody safe.
Right. You did massage for a while, too. You're a massage therapist.
I am. I feel like massage was my first step towards helping people and being a service.
Beautiful.
And I still do it, It's something that I like. I love massage in general. And then I think right after massage, that's when I was still asking to help in a different way. And that's when I became a life coach.
And your specialty, which I love, and I think that's how you and I connected, because you teach gay men self-love. And that's how I connected with you, because I thought, man, that's right up my alley. And then tell me about that journey.
Well, a quick backstory. Brazil is an amazing country, but Brazil is still really judgmental, especially when it comes for gay rights and LGBT community. So I did not grow up a proud gay.
Right.
And slowly in my journey, I learned how to love myself deeper and accept who I am and be whatever I want to be. And so once I became a life coach, self-love was always something coming up in my mind. And then I realized that self-love has changed my life. Self-love is the reason why I am what I am today. Every single time that I was able to fight for my dreams, take risks, and, you know, allow myself to make mistakes, forgive myself, to be me.
Right.
So I really believe self-love is life-changing. And that's why, as a life coach, I use self-love as a tool to empower people and get them to wherever they want to go.
Right. And typically, when we go through something, it makes us a great teacher. So, not loving yourself and then learning how to love yourself, you can empower all of your clients to love themselves. Let me ask you, with the gay population, both men and women, because it's still unfortunately not accepted the way that it should be, how do you get them to start feeling, accepting that they are gay and loving themselves in a world that, still isn't that accepting? How do you do that?
Well, one of the perspectives ways is you can only change people around you. You can only change yourself. And if people are not really prepared to love us in the way we are, we gotta lead the way. We gotta start the process. So by loving ourselves, we kind of teach people how to treat us.
Right,
So you stand up in your power, and if they are not prepared to it, we can educate them, not only by words, but by example.
right,
And that's really powerful, you know. Self-love affects your energy, the way you show up to life. And I also like to say self-love is contagious. Once you are doing that, your process of loving yourself deeper and deeper, and I like to say that's a process, never a destination. It's an everyday choice. You don't just wake up and, oh, I love myself. That's it. No, ups and downs, and you gotta be able to support yourself every single day. You can't give up on you.
right.
And once you do that, people see this and they just, it can inspire them to do the same.
And you've told me how important it is to love yourself in keeping your body at the optimum and your mind at the optimum and your spiritual connection at the optimum, right? And so you're dealing with all of that. And then you're dealing with setting boundaries. So, and I have a friend who is gay, and he said something happened in his life where somebody was making fun of him, and he was in a position where he was working with, manly men, and they made a comment, and he said that comment made me decide right then and there, I am no longer going to allow someone to treat me like that. And he said from that moment on, he walked away from it. He said, no, I will not allow somebody to diminish me, to make me feel bad about who I am. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's what you're doing is super important work.
Slowly, we find in ourselves this strength that we have. Sometimes we're just not aware of it. And then we can really step in our power and see that we are beautiful just the way we are. And
Right.
of course, we are a work in progress. We can always improve, accept something in our lives and get better and better. But we got to accept you exactly where you are right now. But it's easier said than done.
Right. And you wrote something that, like, a lot of gay men live with shame and guilt, and that comes from the outside, right?
Yes.
Tell me about that. So,
Well, I think the first moment about the gay man really needs to make a big decision is when you realize you're gay and you kind of go against what is normal for the society. In that moment, you make a big decision. Am I going to deny who I am, or am I going to just accept it and keep going? And some people are not really able to accept themselves. They're going to go their whole life try to deny who they are. And once you accept yourself as a gay man, it's not over. You still go through society and see people's eyes, people judgment, and what people say, as you just said about your friend. And then we still carry this guilty of being not normal, not being right, not being good enough. You sometimes don't feel that you are as a good man, as a straight guy. And then comes the ways we find to compensate that. We want to be more attractive than a straight man. You want to be more successful. You want to have more money. You want to have whatever things outside world can give you.
That's interesting.
And this awareness is really important because there is no amount of outside things that can compensate for the way you feel inside.
Right.
So being aware that the inside work, the way you feel the inside is as important as the way you look on the outside. Your life can be great on the paper, but you can still feel not good with yourself. And I see that a lot with my clients sometimes. It doesn't matter how successful someone is in a relationship or career or whatever it is, fame. We all have the same problems, and we can always use more self-love to empower us and make us move forward in life.
Right. What tools do you give your clients? Like when they go home, do you give them homework? Do you give them mindful exercises?
Yes. Sometimes writing letters for themselves, visualize what they really want to bring to their lives. I believe the acceptance is a first step. Be able to look to your life and accept where you are. I believe that in order to move forward in life, you got to accept where you are. You got to make peace with who you are and where you are right now. From that moment, you're now able to move forward.
So the biggest step is coming to see you first and talking about it and starting the process of growing and letting go.
Yes. And be able to speak about who you are, because we can't lie and manipulate everybody around us, but you know how you feel when you look yourself in the mirror.
Right.
You know, so it's not about people anymore. It's about you. It's about yourself. You're the first person who really judge yourself. Most of the time, people not even judge you. You will think that because you're judging yourself.
Right.
Once you make this relationship better and you bring more love to it, once you make peace with who you are, oh my God, there is anything better than feel in peace with who you are, where you are right now, and you still have space to grow. Of course, we all have, but you can still be in peace, and you allow yourself to be more authentic. You become more loving. You become less judgmental with people because now you're less judgmental with yourself.
With yourself. Absolutely. So and I know gay men that don't love themselves and their relationships are tainted because they can't give sexually or emotionally what they need to give to their partner because they can't give it to themselves. How do you get beyond that?
Well, that's a great question. Of course, any lack of self-love or any problem you may have with yourself, it reflects in a relationship. Because if you're not accepting who you are, if you probably can't be honest, you're probably gonna put a mask on to try to be something that you are not. And then as a consequence, you're gonna attract people that like the persona that you are not.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have around you people that like and enjoy that thing that you are not.
Right.
So you're never gonna really be seen because that's something that you are choosing to do.
Right.
Once you accept that there's nothing wrong with you and you deserve love just the way you are, now you are open to deeper connections because now you know I can show who I am and it's okay. Not only okay, it's beautiful. And I know I'm a work in progress. I can always improve, but I deserve love just the way I am right now. And then you allow yourself to be vulnerable. And vulnerability is a really important thing in order to have deep connections, in order to have intimacy. And it's
that goes deep. I mean, that goes deep all the way to childhood and everything. When you were growing up in Brazil, it must have been, you knew you were gay when you were young. At what point did you understand? Early or?
uh, I would say when I was like 14, 15. I think I was curious when I was 7, 8, but I wasn't aware that's being gay, right? But I grew up in a really Catholic family. I went to Catholic school. As I said before, Brazil can be really judgmental, and was a little challenging for me to realize that I was going against everything that I learned, against the church and all that.
You said something that was vitally important. You said, I think I knew at 7, but I didn't know that was not okay. And that is monumental, because if there were no labels or tags on anybody, and we were all thought of as equal beings regardless of religion, sexual preference, color of skin, we could learn to love freely without having any labels. But the minute that you said, well, when I was 7, I had these feelings, and you probably had feelings for both sex, and you didn't know which was right or which was but there was no label, there was no right, there was no wrong. But then you started to notice when you went in a direction, well, wow, this isn't accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So if we lived in a society where there are no friggin' labels, a utopia, where we're all equal, we all, whatever we want, as long as we don't hurt anybody else, we're all good. There would be no issues with self-love, because everything would be what is normal. And at a 7-year-old boy, being free about your feelings and not knowing the taboos that were instilled in you later. I mean, that's friggin' huge to me, right? Then you
Yes.
14, 15, and you're brought up Catholic, Latino, and I know I'm married to a Latino, and Latinos, you're the macho man, and God forbid, and then you've got to start. That's where the self-loathing comes in. I don't fit into this box, and this box is where I'm supposed to be, and I'm outside the box, so I must be bad, right?
Exactly.
So there you go. You go from freeness about, and my belief system, we've all been men and women in many, many lifetimes. And anybody that tells you that they don't ever think about the same sex, intimately in any way, they're lying, because we all have that energy. And, people will say, oh, no, no, not me, but come on. We were all men. We were all women. We were humans. We are humans. And for anybody to lie and you notice, it's interesting now, well, not now, but just throughout, as long as I've known, the people that came out staunchly against gays, they're caught in the bathroom, slipping things under the bathroom stall, and they're the biggest, they're the gayest in the world, but it's like amazing, so there is no box. Get out of the friggin' box. I don't want to be in the box. They used to box up my son because he had autism, and they say, you have to do this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to break that box. He's going to do whatever he wants, and that is the way that you have to understand is, we're all human. We're all one breathing entity. We're all working together, and let's stay in that vibration of love,
I love that.
Yeah. you know, the minute when you said that, this light went off, and I'm like, oh my God, at 7, he was feeling and enjoying his sexuality, whatever way it was. And then, boom, in comes the box. Oh no.
My feminine side was always, I think, strong, and I always like to play with the girls. I like to play with the dolls and all that. And then I remember moments when people criticize me and making jokes. So then you realize, oh, so I can be like that. Oh, this is a bad joke. So that's how I supposed to be. It took me a while to realize, you can do and be whatever you want. I
Right.
believe really that when you love yourself enough, you most likely will respect different opinions of yours. So I think that let's love ourselves enough to be able to accept, to be able to respect what is different from us.
Yeah. And sex is taboo. It's a normal human function. Parts on our bodies that are there for pleasure. Women have, the clitoris, and that's there for one reason only, for pleasure. It's not there just because it works for something else. That's pleasure. So our bodies are made up so that we can have that sexual release and we can enjoy that. But there's such taboo on that. And then that's where, a lot of it comes in, right?
Yes, and sexuality for sure is a really delicate also um, thing in the gay community. Sometimes sex is used as a way to, compensate for the lack of things, and sometimes not. Sometimes we may not accept our desires, and we cannot really be honest about what we really want sometimes, and then it plays off in so many different weird ways.
We have so many taboos in this country or in the world, not just in the country, I mean, in the world, because, being gay in the Middle East and behind closed doors, they're like party girls. And then in front, and you can get killed and all these other things. So we've got a long way to grow to educate the world that it's
Hmm.
okay to love yourself in whatever sexual preference that you have.
Yes. I think slowly we are moving the direction of this understanding that, people can be whatever they want to be. Focus on yourself. I think we're slowly getting there. And as we said before, if the world is not really prepared and ready to respect and give you the love that you expect or you deserve, you start from yourself. Find this love inside you and lead the way.
Right.
Don't play victim here because it's not gonna help you or the world. So find in yourself this love, and you have it, and sometimes you're just not aware of it. But once we start this self-love journey, we are able to empower ourselves, empower people around us, and it's beautiful.
Well, Bruno, thank you so much for being here. I love you. I think you're an amazing man. I love your energy, and you are doing such powerful, awesome work. Tell me how people can get a hold of you.
Well, they can find me on Instagram, Bruno C. Alcantara. Um, and my Instagram page, you have my email if you want to contact me. But my email is brunocalcantara@gmail.com. And I'm here available to help whoever is prepared and ready.
Yep.
Um, sharing the love
Sharing the love. I love
and working myself because I'm also a work in progress.
There's nobody on this planet that is not a work in progress. If anybody says, "Oh, I got it figured out," you better watch it because a life lesson's going to come and whack you. So I will put your information on the end of this. And then do you have any closing remarks?
I want to say, like, especially in this moment the world is going through, be kind to yourself. You deserve as you are your best project. And just like any other project, You deserve your love, you deserve your attention, you deserve your time. So be nice to yourself.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Love and kisses to you. And you can see all of Bruno's information at the end of this show. And we thank you for viewing, and we will talk to you later.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I love you too, and I see you soon.
All
Bye.
right.